I love this country. I want to save some lives, secure borders, save lives. So I'm going to come back and do what I can. I guarantee you what we're going to do is going to save migrant lives. It's going to save American lives. It's going to protect our national security. That's why I'm coming back. Not for the pay, I can tell you that. I'm coming back because after 3.5 decades doing this job, do you understand it? Do you understand the tragedies that happen around it? The more secure that border is, the more lives we save. So I can rest. When I retire for the third time, I can say, I did my part to save some lives, and maybe less children are being exploited and women are being exploited by these cartels. And my number one goal is seeing these cartels wipe out the face of the earth.
So as we know, over the last 3.5, 4 years, terrible things have been happening at the border under the guidance of Kamala Harris, the Border Czar, and obviously Joe Biden, his administration. And it's been really sad to see. And Tom Homan has been a vocal voice about how bad the border was and how great it was under the Trump administration. And so he's sitting here with Tucker Carlson talking about the bad things that have happened and all the good things he wants to do. So we're going to go into that. But before we do, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to RTM News to ensure to YouTube that you're enjoying these videos. And that way they will continually show up your feed and they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
So we got to find these kids.
It's unbelievable. So last question, I'm just interested in why you're doing this. So you did it for 40 years. Yeah, 1984, 40 years. And then you go into the private sector and you're not retired, but you get to do kind of what you want to do and make a real wage after working for the government all these years. And this problem is just so enormous. And the bureaucracy is so complex and hard to fight, and they always win in the end. Why would you take this job?
Well, because I love my country, first of all. We made more progress on the southern border than ever before in the first Trump administration. I was ICE director. I'm taking an 82% pay cut.
Oh, I bet.
And
an 82% pay cut. Just think about that. This guy is witnessed everything that's happened over the last 4 years with Laken Riley's passing, with Aurora, Colorado situation where illegal immigrants are taking over apartment complexes from Coloradians, these American citizens who are just having their lives ransacked by this open border. This guy has this amazing paying job. He's probably going to retire relatively soon. Things are going great. And he goes, okay, I'm willing to drop everything because this border is so bad and people's lives are at stake. I'm going to take an 82% pay cut. Just think about how Trump he's taking like $1 salary. He did his first administration. I think he's going to do it in this one as well. Think about the character of the individuals that are in this administration that just really genuinely care about putting America first and prioritizing our safety and our livelihood in terms of our financial success and the economy, all that stuff. And it's amazing to see people actually putting us before themselves. So I just wanted to point that out because props to Tom Homan for doing that.
I'm back to cover a paycheck. And thank God my wife supports me. She said if I don't take the job, she's going to divorce me. Because she don't want to keep me waking up every day, mad at the world because I didn't come back.
So your wife's not a liberal?
No, she's not. I say this many times because of things I've seen in my career. I mean, I stood in the back of a tractor trailer. I grew up in a town of 2,500 people. Either you milk cows, or you're a logger, or you worked at Fort Drum. It's only three things you did where I grew up. So I grew up in town 2,500. I fast forward. I'm standing in the back of a tractor trailer with 19 dead people at my feet that baked to death in back of that tractor trailer, including a 5-year-old little boy who suffocated to death. And on top of him was his father who was trying to protect him. During that investigation, they said that little boy begged his father not to let him die because he wanted to see his mom again. Begged over and over again. Here's a 5-year-old little boy who knew he was dying and asked his dad for help. And his dad can't help him, right?
No.
I've talked to little girls as young as 9 or multiple times by members of the cartel. Not once, numerous times. Grown men crawled upon this little girl, took everything innocent and pure from her. Her life would never be the same. Look in her eyes. There wasn't life in her eyes. It's just, this little girl's devastated for life. And this happens every day. When they unsecured the border on purpose, I wrote an op-ed of Fox News, and I says, if Joe Biden wins the presidency, we lose the border. And when you lose the border, sex trafficking will skyrocket, child deaths will skyrocket, migrant deaths will skyrocket, American deaths will skyrocket from drugs coming across that border. I wake up every day pissed off for 4 years. So, and I've been on numerous networks complaining about it. So when President Trump calls me up, says, you've been complaining about for 4 years. You want to come fix it?
The border being open, the horrors that happen just because they didn't care and wanted to do the middle finger to Trump and opened it up, ransacked it so that like the stories like that little girl and that young boy whose lives were lost because of incompetence, because of jealousy, because they wanted to prove a point, because you wanted to undo the good that Trump had done solely because Trump had done it. Sickening. Sickening.
How do you say no? Yeah. First of all, you don't say no to the President of the United States. And second of all, I won't say no to secure. I love this country. I want to save some lives. Secure borders save lives. So I'm going to come back and do what I can. I guarantee you what we're going to do is going to save migrant lives. It's going to save American lives. And it's going to protect our national security. That's why I'm coming back. Not for the pay. I can tell you that. I'm coming back because after 3.5 decades doing this job, do you understand it? Do you understand the tragedies happen around it? The more secure that border is, the more lives we save. So I can rest. When I retire for the third time, I can say, I did my part to save some lives, and maybe less children are being exploited and women are being exploited by these cartels. And my number one goal is seeing these cartels wipe out the face of the earth. And I think President Trump's the guy to do it.
I'm ready for that. I'm so ready for this administration to come in and clean up our border, fix our economy, but specifically with the border, since we're talking, Tom Homan's talking with Tucker. I don't think you understand the weight, the magnitude of like danger that we've been susceptible to because of that border being open. I mean, these stories that he's telling that are even hard to even repeat, because knowing that we as a government, everyone has their own feelings in 2020, but the fact that we elected officials in office that were capable of being petty to the nth degree, that would allow for people that were not vetted, we have no idea who they are, where they come from, what their intentions are, to just come into our country willy-nilly to prove a point. And then there's death upon death and drugs being, outside of like the just physical deaths that happen, like Lincoln Riley and all those other people that have lost their lives to illegal immigrants that came, the bad ones. Obviously immigration is fine, come in the right way. There's people that died and lost their lives solely because of incompetence and rivalry or whatever you want to call it. Unnecessarily. The border being secure is one of the most important things that any country could have, but specifically us being one of the most powerful ones that people hate. A lot of people hate us, and rightfully so sometimes because we've done sketchy things. But like as a whole, as us as citizens, we are good people that deserve to be protected and deserve to have our government at the very least do that. Make sure that we're safe. And this current administration said, we don't care. I don't care. There's no such thing as an illegal human being, you'll hear. Oh, okay. Say that to Lincoln Riley's family, whose daughter was killed because of some guy who was an illegal human being in our country. Absolutely insane. And I'm so grateful for Tom Homan and Trump and everything. This whole team, they're about to make America great again. Look at that. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment your thoughts down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.